chat line is open.
Man, if you're the national champion Michigan Wolverines, you should be offended right now. Offended.
I don't know. We'll talk about that. Good morning, Mario Cavasso. Sam Salinas. Yeah, it's a rainy Monday morning, man. But you know what? We need the rain.
I'm feeling sluggish, man. I had carbs last night.
You had cards and you indulged a little too much over the weekend. We'll talk about that.
Let's do it.
I indulged over the weekend too. Had a little get together with some buddies here on Saturday, kind of a last moment thing. Just hung out, had some barbecue.
You know, I never understood the concept of barbecuing.
Why?
Like staying out all day and being outside in the freaking heat. Like I've never understood the concept.
Nice.
I want to talk about that a little bit because, like,
I wasn't out all day. I was out like
the idea.
5, 6
the
o'clock.
idea. Let's get into this because I don't get the concept.
Hanging out in the backyard.
Is Mark Wahlberg a good actor?
No, of course. Come on,
Dude. I was thinking about all these
No.
Mark Wahlberg movies. Am I secretly a Mark Wahlberg fan?
You're gonna we're gonna put one of his greatest films as Planet of the Apes
Oh, I've never seen that one.
with Mark Wahlberg in it.
Dude, if it's fantasy related, no interest.
No, you're not gonna go see Planeta de Chango.
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
It's not only a beautiful San Antonio, it's a wet San Antonio. It is raining here in the Alamo City. My name's Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio. Took me 30 minutes to get over here today, right? So the show typically starts at 10 a.m. And you told me, can you get here a little bit early? We need to log you on to Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I left my house 20 minutes early, Joe.
Still got here.
And I got
barely
here
before
barely
10.
at 10. We had to do the logins and all that stuff. So apologize for being about 5 minutes late, but it's because of the weather that it all happened. Hope everyone had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. I had a fun time in Lake Conroe, Texas. And we have a lot to get into today. First of all, college football season is already off and running, right? We had a lot of big games. Texas beat Colorado State. UTSA beat Kennesaw State. The curse of Ted Cruz lives on.
Oh, no, man.
Because the Aggies lost. Dude, I had one of my good friends who's an Aggie.
He was in attendance?
Good friend of mine, Aggie, called me up before the game and goes, we're going to lose this game because Ted Cruz is in the stands. Ted Cruz, every time he goes to a game and puts on a jersey,
They lose.
they lose, dude. Doesn't matter if it's the Rockets,
Astros. Yeah.
Texans. Dude, the guy, Rice, the Houston Cougars. The guy is a jinx, man. And it's funny that people are now realizing that, and Aggie fans realize that they lost a heartbreaker to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. We're going to get into pop culture. I realized yesterday that I'm a Mark Wahlberg fan.
Oh, man.
Had no idea, man. I was watching old Mark Wahlberg movies over the weekend, and I was like, my God, there's like 10 movies I like of his. I'm secretly a fan of Mark Wahlberg, and it's freaking me out, man, because I've always thought that Mark Wahlberg just sucks as an actor, right? He just sucks, right? Everyone has told me that because he was Marky Mark of the Funky Bunch. He had Boogie Nights, right? Great movie, Dirk Diggler. And then he comes out with, like, the other guys, which was great.
He has
with
great
Will Ferrell.
comedic timing, dude. Like, he in the comedic movies, he's good.
Is he low-key a good actor? We don't know it? Because I can name you now 10 movies of his that I like, and I never would have put him in the pantheon of tier one, Michael Jimenez.
What's that other movie that he comes in with Will Ferrell where he's like the stepdad?
Oh, Daddy's Home.
Yeah, Daddy's Home. That one's
Daddy's
fun.
Home 1 and 2. John Cena coming out in that movie as well. So we got to get into that. You know, it's funny. I did the announcing over at Somerset Academy Collegiate over the weekend. Was nervous, man. My introduction was shaky. But by the time we got to the middle of the second quarter, going into the second half, Dude, I was a pro, man.
Yeah, you should be shaky, man.
People came up to me and were like, dude, you're really good. And I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back, but when I first started out, you know, you're announcing over the crowd, and I posted photos and people were like, there's not a lot of people there. Well, when I posted those photos, that was an hour before the game started. By the time the game started, every seat was filled in that stadium, right? Maybe 500 to 1,000 people there,
Yeah.
right? And so not the
It's
biggest
a high
of
school
crowds.
game. Yeah.
It's a high school game. It's a small school.
Yeah.
And Charlotte High School comes into town from Charlotte, Texas, the Trojans, taking on the Bears. And I was a little bit shaky. You know, welcome to Bear Stadium. Today's matchup between the Charlotte Trojans and the, you know, whatever. I was doing all that. A little bit shaky. Please rise for the national anthem, yada, yada, yada. And it was so confusing because I didn't have the rosters until 1 minute before the game. I didn't know who was singing the national anthem. Like, the song was going on, and I'm there going, who's singing this? I want to be able to give them props. We had so much going on. It was the first game of the season, and I winged it, man. And by the time the second quarter came around,
You're good.
dude, I was good to go, man. I was good to go. And it ended in dramatic fashion. A fumble recovery, 50 yards, taken to the house to win the game for Somerset Academy Collegiate. Very, very nice. They're over on 410 and Vance Jackson just outside the 410 loop. But that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But we have a lot to get into. You know how I told you that I was going to go to the UT game and I was going to bail on my friends?
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, again, my friend Alex gave me the go-ahead because he said it was more than 72-hour notice, right?
Yeah, but Sean was mad.
But Sean was mad. Sean, a good friend of our show, right? He helped us get Frank Harris on here. He helped us get Goldberg on. He was mad because he wanted me to go with him to the game. Sean and I have known him since we were 14 years old, freshman in high school. And one of my colleagues in the financial world called me up and said last week, hey, I have 50-yard seats to go to the Texas-Colorado State game. Do you want to go? So I have a choice here. 10-yard line seats at the UTSA game against Kennesaw State. Or I can go to see the UT Longhorns, 50-yard line, 35th row. Those seats are kind of expensive, right?
Yeah, they are, man.
I have my car loaded up because I had a suitcase in there because I was going to go visit my girlfriend afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And she lives a couple hours away, heading out towards Houston. So I decided, okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and just do that, right? So go to Austin, enjoy the game, not get too drunk, right? Because I have a drive to do afterwards. And I wasn't going to tailgate, so it wasn't going to be a long day like I'm at UTSA games. I load up my truck, getting in my truck. I'm about to take off to Austin. 10:30 in the morning, I get a call from my colleague. Hey, Michael, man, me and my entire family just tested positive for COVID.
Oh.
And he goes, I can still go though. And I'm
man.
Nah, dude,
Bro.
I'm not going to get in the car with you. So it's 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Kickoff is at 2:30. And he goes, Michael, you could just have the seats. But now, if I take a friend over there, I would have to bring them back to San Antonio, then make my way back east. And by then, it would ruin my day. So now I'm calling people going, hey, do you want to go to the Texas game? I just called a few people. I said, you would have to drive yourself because I'm going to take off from there, but do you want to go? After about an hour, I realized no one wanted to go or couldn't go.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half drive plus traffic.
And it's also last minute, dude.
Yeah, man.
I called my friend Richard. It was last minute. He goes, man, I'd love to go, but I'm with my girl. I've already made plans. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to go to this game. So I called him up, called my colleague up, and I said, hey, dude, can't go, man. I don't have anybody to go with. And I had plans to do stuff afterwards, so I guess the seats just won't be used.
Yeah.
He apologized. Guess how he apologized to me? He goes, I'll get you those 35th row seats to the Texas-Georgia game next month.
Oh, there you go. That's a good game.
He goes, I have several season tickets there. He's got like 8 of them.
Yeah.
And he goes, Georgia, Texas, you're there. And I'm thinking to myself, those are like $500,000 seats.
Probably
easily.
more. Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. So I'm not upset that the Colorado State game I missed. By the way, UT beat the living crap out of Colorado State. We're going to talk about that game a bit because not only did they beat the crap out of them, it was the best of both worlds because not only was Ewers playing so well, but you also had the fact that Arch Manning went in there and played his ass off, man.
I mean, it was a team that's really not up to their talent caliber, of UT. I mean, you knew that was going to happen. So look at
JHNSB coming out. By the way, our YouTube stream is up. It's powered by MCS General Contracting.
Man.
Saying that's what happens when you ditch your friends, Mike Karma. Dude, Joe, did I not win? Did I not win in this situation? Did I not win? Because I missed the Colorado State game, but to say I'm sorry, he's giving me tickets to the Georgia game.
You should, if he gives you 2 tickets, you should take Sean.
Dude. Okay. And then Sean got mad because instead of going to the UTSA game, because of that, I could have just gone to Ticketmaster, bought a $10, $15, $20 ticket, gone to the game. I ended up just going towards my girl's house. I just went there because I knew
You're already going to be there.
If I go to the UTSA game, what's
Yeah.
going to end up happening is what? Going to get drunk.
Oh,
I'm going to go to the tailgate. People are going to be like, here's some Jello shots. I'm going to have my fireball.
Sean was
with
there
shotguns
since
and
11
beers.
a.m., dude, for the tailgate, dude.
Dude, he was there since 10:30, 11. He was
Yeah,
there at
man.
9. He was
Oh,
there at 9,
God,
dude. There was no way in the world I was going to be able to go to that game and then make my trip for the weekend.
There's no way you're going to be able to drive like the several hours over to your girl's house from San Antonio all the way past you.
No way.
No.
No way.
No.
No way in the world. So, made the executive decision that I was going to be a big boy and just drive east and make it happen. Who says I sold my soul to the Sam Salinas? You sold your soul to the UT Devil. I got Georgia tickets out of it, man. And where did the Devil go down to?
Oh,
Georgia,
man.
baby.
Hey,
Went down to Georgia.
D'Lo's asking, did Trey Moore play?
Oh, dude, I'm catching up on my football already. Bear County Social Apparel coming out and saying, Mike whipped already. We'll get into that. Let me show my screen, dude. This is where I was at over the weekend.
Sure.
That is Lake Conroe, Texas.
Hey, Conroe's a nice place, man.
Dude, it's beautiful, man. It's out in East Texas.
Yeah.
It's not very
It's a quiet town,
it's
dude.
a quiet town. Quiet town. So got to hang out with the Chica over there.
They have like a nice little they have like a market, an open market, like on the weekends.
Yeah.
It's like in the center of the town and stuff. You just walk around and see what wares they have going on, what food and stuff. It's cool, dude. Everybody's so nice. It's just a nice, chill little town, dude.
It's chill. It's small town Texas, but it's close enough. What's cool about it? It's 3 hours from San Antonio. It's 3 hours from Houston. I mean, from Dallas. It's 1 hour from Houston. It's 2 hours from Austin.
It's about 45, something like that from Houston. 45 minutes.
It's a very tucked in area there. It's so cool. It's big time MAGA country though, man. Every other house has a MAGA sign to it.
Oh yeah, dude.
Big time.
It's nice though. I liked it when we went. If you go down like to the main center, like the center of Conroe,
Yeah.
they have this one little street that splits off to the left, right from the main downtown area that they have. If you go down that street, they have like this little park with the splash pad, and like right there in front of that,
Yeah.
they have this old time theater, dude. Almost looks like the
Like
Aztec from way back when.
Yeah.
Cool little places. Like you just walk around, you're like, hey man, this town is pretty old, dude.
My favorite is they showed me the bad side of town of
Yeah.
Conroe, and it's really nice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's no bad side of town, dude. Everything's like so nice and clean. Everybody's nice and polite. The area is just has a cool little vibe.
But
man.
one thing about this weekend, though, man, I overindulged
Oh,
in the
you got-
alcohol, man.
you got trashed.
What was it, Bevel? Right now, dude, I'm just completely
Was it-
trashed.
You were drinking seltzers. You got white girl wasted.
No, what was I drinking, man? I was drinking tequila, dude. Just tequila on ice.
Oh, so the Mexicano came out of you.
It did, man, and it wasn't good. But at least I Ubered, right? So it was one of those things where we Ubered. I woke up and I had a cracked camera case right here, so I gotta not the case, but I dropped my phone and it didn't shatter, but it cracked, and I'm like, oh my god, there goes $100, right? There goes $100. But I have fun time out there, man. Fun time. Let's get into some sports, man, because Texas Longhorns, UTSA. Which one do we want to talk about first, man? We are in San Antonio, so I guess we can talk about UTSA football. But UTSA, coming into the game 24.5-point favorites, right? And they're playing a team, Kennesaw State, their first FBS school team ever, right? They're now part of Conference USA, which is where UTSA was from. So if you remember back in the day when UTSA went from, I believe it was the Sun Belt, moved into Conference USA, go from Conference USA into the AAC, you now have a new member of Conference USA, which is Kennesaw State, and UTSA went and played them at the Alamo Dome. UTSA favored by 24.5 points. The big story going into that game, though,
Quarterback.
who was the quarterback going to be? Because you thought it was going to be McCown, right? You thought that McCown would be it. He's got the pedigree. He played towards the end of last season, and you just thought to yourself, it's got to be that guy. But for some reason, UTSA did not name a starting quarterback until literally minutes before the game. Now, UTSA does get the victory, right? UTSA does go on and win. Didn't cover the spread at all. In fact, Kennesaw State was within one score late in the game and had the ball.
They did. And, there was a controversial call, too, in that second half.
Mm-hmm.
UTSA had a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
It was called back for holding. And they show the replay, up in the Alamo Dome. And the fans were pretty upset, man. And I don't see Traylor get heated,
Right.
very often. I mean, I know he does, from time to time. But that call, that was a bull call, dude.
Yeah.
Bullish call, dude. Because they showed it, and there was not much there, So he was really getting into the ref's face and telling them, replay, replay that down, go and watch it. There's really not a call to be made there. Either way, that kind of killed the momentum there a little bit for UTSA because that was a big game, big yardage play for them, right? Big momentum swinger. And when that got called back, that kind of gave Kennesaw State a little fuel to their fire because they were putting together a little run, and they started putting some things together. And you know what? Like you were saying, they started coming back.
And UTSA came out on fire.
They did.
They
First half.
First quarter, 2 touchdowns, including a touchdown on the very first drive of the game. Owen McCown looked legit.
They had him on the ropes.
Taking over for Frank Harris. Frank Harris, who was quarterback for this team for so long.
Yeah.
And was able to stay on for so long because of COVID and because of injuries and redshirting and all that stuff. So now you have Owen McCown, who is NFL pedigree because his dad, his uncle, played in the NFL. Owen McCown going out there 28 for 38, 340 yards, 3 touchdowns. First quarter of the game looked like on fire, man. Just throwing BBs and darts at people. Amazing. You see UTSA going out there to a quick lead. Kennesaw State could only muster up some field goals. They kicked one in the first quarter, one in the second quarter, one in the third quarter. And it looked like there was no way in the world UTSA was going to give up this game. But down the stretch, the league got cut to 21-16. UTSA took their foot off the gas for whatever reason. Then Kennesaw State gets the ball back. 6-7 minutes to go, gets the ball back, has a chance to take the lead. Doesn't happen. UTSA's defense shows up. McCown leads a touchdown drive, gets his third touchdown pass of the night. But I look at this and I'm thinking to myself, you look at the stat sheets. Remember back in the day, you would see certain players that were stars on this UTSA team. Sincere McCormick years ago would light it up from rushing. You'd get 120, 130, 150 yards. The leading rusher was Robert Henry, 30 yards. Now, Kavorian Barnes, who has some experience with this team, had 22 yards. So if you look at it, rushing, this team was 34 for 76. Owen McCown rushed the ball 10 times for 0 yards.
For 0 yards.
Okay.
God.
And then you go to the receivers. Devin McCoon had himself a game. He had 11 receptions for 79 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? After that, Oscar Cardenas didn't do much. He did get a touchdown at the end of the game, but he only had 2 receptions for 38 yards. No one stood out as wide receiver 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a wide receiver 1, but no one stood out for wide receiver 2 or 3. And when it comes to the running game, no one stood out as saying, hey, that's our bell cow. That's the one that we're going to feed the ball.
They got out to a quick 21-0 lead real quick out of the gate, UTSA did. But over the course of the 4 quarters, the full gamut of the game, you kind of saw that the offense got a little stagnant, got a little stale.
Yeah.
But thank goodness that defense actually did step up, because if they didn't, Kennesaw State could have easily come back to win this game.
And that's exactly what Chris Gonzalez is saying in our StreamYard right now, because he says UTSA struggled on offense from the second quarter on.
Yeah.
Thank you for the defense, he says.
Yeah.
Now, D-Lo comes out and says Owen McCown is tiny, though. Looks like a high school quarterback. Well, McCown, according to ESPN.com, is listed as being 6'1", 190. Maybe 190 is a little bit light. Maybe he needs to make it a 205 or something like that. But McCown, he had the arm strength out there. He looked like he was making good decisions. They just weren't moving the ball. It was almost as though, and I hate to say it this way, it's almost as though they took Kennesaw State lightly. Like they got up 21-3, and going to halftime, going to the end of the third quarter going, hey, we haven't given up a touchdown the entire game. 3 field goals. By the way, that kicker from Kennesaw State was knocking them from deep. But he kept them in the game. Hang around. That's like the movie Rounders, right? Kanish. Yeah. And what's it called? Teddy KGB, rather. Teddy KGB going, you just keep hanging around. They hung around. They got that touchdown midway through the fourth quarter. They got the ball back, and now they're so close to taking the game. And could UTSA have come back from that? And that's what ends up happening when the sound of the dome just gets light.
That wasn't even, to me, it wasn't even the sound of the dome. That was just the play on the field,
The
bro.
butthole puckers.
No, man.
When a team that's supposed to win suddenly is on the ropes. And I wouldn't say UTSA was ever on the ropes, but UTSA was being pushed around a little bit, and that is not what you should be doing, especially if you're a 24.5-point favorite.
Especially against Kennesaw State.
Especially against Kennesaw State, because Kennesaw State, according to CBS Sports going into this game, was ranked as the second worst team in the entire FBS. Now UTSA has Texas State this weekend. That's going to be a big game there.
And look at this one. Look, Chris Gonzalez is saying, also, we had too many penalties. It was like 9 penalties for 100 yards. Mm-hmm. And look at this here by Jacob Eric. UTSA got the dub. But after seeing that game, I'm worried about next week.
That's right, man. Going up against G.J. Kenney and Texas State Bobcats, the I-35 rivalry there between UTSA and Texas State. That's the biggest rivalry. And I'm glad that they now play each other every year because they need to. We're only 45 minutes apart, right?
We as fans benefit because it's going to be a hell of a game.
And I went to both schools.
You're gonna
so
wear
I have
half
dual
an ass.
allegiance. And I wasn't going to go to the game because I was going to go to a concert in Louisiana. But the fact of the matter is that, finances kind of get a little tight every once in a while. Got to buckle down a little bit. So I thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I won't go to the Childish Gambino concert. Maybe I'll just go to a Texas State football game instead. Texas State beat Lamar 34-27 over the weekend. And again, Texas State is an up-and-coming team. Texas State got up by 18 points, 18-0. Lamar kind of came on back, but the fact of the matter is that Texas State was just too much team, man. Too much team. Texas State, should UTSA fans be worried? Jordan McLeod, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception for the Texas State Bobcats. Look at this rushing, dude. Ishmael Mahdi, 28 carries, 156 yards, and 1 touchdown. What was head coach G.J. Kenney doing? Hand the ball off over and over again. Texas State had 213 yards rushing. What do you do if you get 200 yards rushing? You control the clock.
You control the flow of the game.
Flow of the game and the fewer possessions, right?
Yeah.
Woo. Goodness, man.
The thing is can UT stop the run? UTSA, should I say, stop the run?
Mm-hmm. I wonder what the spread is because the spreads came out today. Let's see here. What do you think it should be?
If I'd have to say the spread, maybe 7, 5.
7 or 5. I would think that UTSA would be favored by 9.
Think so?
Yeah. And let's see here. It is coming out right now. UTSA, Texas State is favored to win this game.
How many points?
By 2 points, according to Las Vegas odds. Texas State is favored. The odds just came out this morning. Texas State is favored to win at home against UTSA. And in fact, you get 3 points to be the home team, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, Vegas thinks that UTSA and Texas on a neutral field are identical. Wow. Dude, if Texas State beats UTSA,
that'd be a good win for that program.
That'd be a great win for that program because Texas State football sucks. and that is the worst fan base. I make fun of UTSA fans. I went to both schools, and I will say this. UTSA fans are better than Texas State fans. Texas State fans don't even make themselves. They get drunk outside. Like, at least you can get drunk at the Alamo Dome, and then you make your way into the Alamo Dome after the tailgate. Texas State fans will go, thousands will show up for a tailgate, and like hundreds will go in to watch the game.
Oh, man.
But this game's going to be a sellout.
It's kind of a long walk, dude, from your tailgating, right, at the UTSA, games.
Yeah.
And then you got to make your way across the parking lot. You got to go down the steps.
Got to climb 40
go
steps.
Go back up again, trying to stumble around. It's a walk, dude, and it's hot as hell.
There I am sneaking in shots of Beam and shots of what's it called, Fireball and stuff like that.
Oh,
Hand over
man.
fist coming out already saying, "Eat 'em up, cats." Mario Cavazos brought up a point here. It says UTSA's O-line averages 320 pounds across. Are they too big to move? That was the thing, because there was a great graphic shown in the game the other day where they were showing that Kennesaw State was outweighed by 45 points on the line.
Ooh.
Would you rather have a bigger offensive line? Or would you rather have an offensive line that's more nimble? I don't think there's anything wrong with having a big offensive line.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with having that big offensive line, but the thing is, if you're going to get a team that's fast, how are you going to get to those corners?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to stop that run? Because once they go ahead and bring out that, they do that screen, and they come up to the right, they're going to curl out to the right, curl out to the left, and you got some speed there, and you got some big boys, and they break around that corner and they get free, he gone, So they're going to be put to the test, Mike. It's going to be interesting.
I'm excited about this game. It really is an exciting game. UTSA football just posted this on Twitter, saying the triangle of toughness, offensive player of the game, Owen McCown, Devin McCoon, and Omar Cardenas. They're the ones who got all the touchdowns there. Cardenas getting that touchdown towards the end of the game. Triangle of toughness, defensive player of the games, also posted as well. UTSA football needs to win this game.
They can keep the momentum going.
This is a must-win game, because I will say this: if UTSA loses to Texas State, it's going to be a 8 year.
Well, who do they got coming up? If after they play, was it?
They got the Longhorns coming up after that.
Yeah, man, that's going to be tough, dude.
UTSA
so they got to get this
UTSA
one.
can't go 1-2, man.
Because then they got the Longhorns, HCU, East Carolina. Rice is no joke for UTSA, dude.
Dude, Rice beat Houston last year.
They got UTSA's number. Rice is a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Rice is a good team. And then they got FL Atlantic, after that. So, yeah, UTSA definitely needs this one game against Texas to keep that momentum going, or Texas State. Because like you said, on September 14th, number 4 overall ranked, the Longhorns. I mean, let's be honest, man. UTSA will probably hang in there for like the first quarter, and then the wheels are going to fall off, man, because it's just too much. UT has a really good team, and the talent pool is a lot better there.
They do. And they have better players. They have better recruits. You're not getting UTSA. If you look at UTSA's like who they've gotten over the years, they got players from like SEC schools.
True that.
SEC guys aren't going to Texas State.
No.
The better players are at UTSA. Now, UT Longhorns, though, it's a different game, dude.
Yeah,
it's
man.
A different ball.
It's a different level, dude.
They're not going to win that game. But UT going in playing Colorado State and beat the living. What's the? They beat the brakes off of them. We're gonna use that phrase, because the Longhorns go into DKR, win 52-0, and Quinn Ewers solidifying himself as really a future first-round draft pick, man. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. He even did a little bit of a Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if you saw that. A no-look touchdown pass. Quinn Ewers, 20 for 27, 260 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. But if you can show what we had on Twitter here, there was actually that's not the one I'm looking for.
What are we looking at?
Okay, this touchdown pass where only the receiver could get it. That was great, man. Thank you to ESPN for this, by the way.
Boom.
But here's the no look.
Oh.
How do you do, man? Look at this.
You got him.
Gotcha. Quinn Ewers, man, looking good out there. And then this was the perfect storm for the Texas Longhorns, because not only did we get to see Quinn Ewers, we got to see the person who has more NIL money than him, Arch Manning, go out there.
God.
Arch Manning going out there. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. They trot him out there. And they always say that the most popular player on a football team is the backup quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But when you're Arch Manning, you're related to
pedigree,
Peyton
man.
and Eli and Archie.
Pedigree,
right?
Yeah.
Everyone's been waiting so much for this guy to come in, but you can't have Arch Manning jump over Quinn Ewers, because Quinn Ewers is a top 3 quarterback in all of college football right now, right? You must say Shadir Sanders, great. Quinn Ewers is just as good as those guys. But Arch Manning goes out there 5 for 6, 95 yards, throws a touchdown, also rushes one in. Quarterback sneak up the middle for a touchdown. So as a UT Longhorn fan, those who are out there who are part of Longhorn Nation, they got to see everything that they wanted. They got to see the defense shut out Colorado State. They got to see Quinn Ewers play almost a perfect game out there. They got to see Arch Manning go out there. They got to see the present. They got to see the future. And they got to get a big win, and they covered that spread by a lot.
What a way to open up the season, right?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of everything. But you know what? Let's pour some out, man, for our good friend here, Tim Gonzalez. He was one of the casualties of this deal that's been going on with the House of the Mouse, Disney owning ESPN, ABC Network, and whatnot. They couldn't ink a deal with DirecTV, so DirecTV customers are left in the dark now. No ESPN, no ABC, so they can't watch college football games that are being aired here locally on KSAT 12. So,
can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why is it always DirecTV?
It's not. It's either DirecTV or somebody else, man.
Well, I know, but it's always DirecTV at the end of the day.
Well, because DirecTV wants to nickel and dime, these networks, because they don't want to pay as much money. These network deals are worth a lot of cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it's the consumer that always has to pay for it. And it is DirecTV, because DirecTV will play hardball with, it's either going to be ABC, AMC Network, or History Channel, or, what is it, AMC, A&E, and all these other networks that are kind of a conglomerate together,
Yeah, they want to get paid for all of them.
Yeah, and if you want one channel, they're like, no, you got to take it as a package deal, and that's where you have the issues,
Dude, DirecTV, as Chris Gonzalez says, is trash. I mean, I have no love for DirecTV. I do YouTube TV, and to be honest with you, I like doing Pluto as well.
Yeah.
They do a fantastic job, and
Pluto networks are good, dude.
They are, man. There's some good stuff there. It's free. You got to watch some commercials. They got a whole library of movies over there. I would say that Pluto's movie selection might actually be better than Netflix's. It's weird.
They have some bad.
And people don't realize what Pluto is.
Yeah.
Pluto is just a free app. Okay, if you're willing to watch a movie with some commercials, not TNT or TBS style, right? You're not watching 5 minutes worth of commercials, right?
Yeah.
But 20 minutes of the movie goes by, 10-second commercial comes on. 20 minutes goes by, 10-second commercial goes by.
It's not like they're making you watch like 8 commercials in a row or something.
Right.
Yeah.
And everyone talking about how Spectrum typically has issues with ESPN and ABC, the Mickey Mouse networks. But you know what? The Mickey Mouse networks, ABC, ESPN, they know that they have us hands tied behind our back. They know that we want college football. They know that we want to see the sports programming that is on that station. We want to see Monday Night Football on ESPN. We want to see these games. And it's big business, because DirecTV cannot say, hey, well, we're going to have this platform and not have that. Are you okay with that? Because no one's going to say yes to that.
Yeah, the workaround around the whole thing is going low tech, man. And I'll tell you one thing. If you're a DirecTV customer, or you're still tethered, Spectrum or whatever, and you haven't cut the cord yet, go out and spend $20-something, $25, and go and buy you the old school rabbit ear antenna.
Yeah.
Connect it to your TV. Problem solved.
Problem solved. Yeah, but it's just, you'd have to go get that antenna, dude.
It's like $17. You just connect it.
I wouldn't know how to connect it to a flat
It just
screen.
goes to the back of the. It has one little area where you can just screw that thing back on, and you're in business.
Because I'm picturing rabbit ears.
Yeah, it's rabbit ear antennas. You know what? Those rabbit ear antennas actually work the best out of all the amplified antenna that you get for like $40, $60, because it's flat and it looks pretty. The rabbit ear antenna, the old school, will outperform that one.
I ain't getting rabbit ears, dude. Come on,
Hey,
man.
it's either that or you're going to pay the man. You're going to be without TV because DirecTV can't ink a deal with the House of the Mouse.
So we talked about how UTSA is kind of disrespected by Vegas odds right now, because Vegas has Texas State favored by 2 points. Talk about the disrespect, the audacity right now of the fact that the national champion Michigan Wolverines, who this week host the Texas Longhorns, right? 11 a.m. kickoff on Fox. Number 4 ranked Texas Longhorns going into Michigan, going to Ann Arbor to take on the 9th ranked Michigan Wolverines. Texas Longhorns favored on the road by 7.
Jeez.
I mean, Michigan won by 20 over the weekend, right? 20-0, 30-10 over Fresno State. But I know that Harbaugh's not there, and I know that there's a new system, and I know all of that. But you're the national champions. You are at home. You keep winning. Okay, let's say that it's a pick 'em. Fine. But for Texas to be favored by a full touchdown and an extra point on the road,
That's a lot.
that means Vegas thinks that Texas is a 10-point favorite on a neutral field. Disrespectful, Joe?
Possibly.
I mean, you have 110,000 fans there.
But who's their new coach, though?
It's kind of a nobody.
It ain't Harbaugh now coming out on the field, you know?
Kind of a nobody. 11 a.m. kickoff. Why are they going to have an 11 a.m. kickoff?
That's early, dude. I mean, what time do you have to start the tailgate, bro? 8 o'clock? Jesus, man.
It's going to be breakfast tacos. But there's no breakfast tacos at Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Breakfast tacos and a beer.
They're going to have bratwurst. I mean, I know it's not Wisconsin, but, man, Hannah Fist comes out to us on our YouTube stream and says, I'm worried for Texas against Michigan. You should be. One's a national champion. Tim is saying that he's looking forward to that game as well. Favored by 7, though. That's a bit much, man. Found it interesting over the weekend that the Ted Cruz curse is alive and well. Nothing makes me happier because there's nothing that I hate more when it comes to college sports. You know, because I'm a hater towards some things, right? I'm a hater towards the Cowboys. I admit it.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not the only one. Our good friend Rudy J is also a Cowboy hater, right? But I cannot stand Aggie football. And I used to work at Sports Star. And I would talk to Rob Thompson, Aggie, and I would tell him, dude, it's a freaking cult over there, man. You
Same
guys
thing
are
with UT?
no.
Come on, Mike.
No, everything from the yell leaders on down, man.
UT is the same way, bro.
It is a cult. But anyway, my good friend Brian Groover, who was a former yell leader himself, right? And he knows I make fun of him for it. You know? Like those stupid ass jokes that they do over there, and it's a cult, dude. It really is.
What's the name of the dog that they got?
Reveille.
Reveille. They got the dog buried in the field and shit, you know, at the end zone.
They're like, this is hallowed ground. We need to protect it. No, it's a football field, dude. Shut the hell up. Anyway, so this got posted online. Senator Ted Cruz, who's from the Houston area, by the way, which is an hour and a half away from A&M.
Doesn't he have a face you just want to punch?
He's the most punchable face, man. He looks like one of the monsters from that show back in the 60s. He looks like one of the monsters. Anyway, Ted Cruz goes out there. And look, Whoop-O won. Aggie fans right here. Okay, I'm completely convinced that Ted Cruz is absolutely, without a doubt, very, very, very real. That the Ted Cruz curse is very, very real. So when my friend found out that Ted Cruz was going to have a political event at Kyle Field before the game, kind of a rally because he's up for re-election, my friend Brian, former yell leader over at Texas A&M, so not just a fan of A&M football, was a former yell leader out there, part of the core out there, came up to me and was like, Michael, we're going to lose. We're going to lose because Ted Cruz is a curse. When he wears Rockets gear, they lose. When he wears Cougars gear, they lose. When he wears any school color, they lose. He has like a winning percentage of like 10%.
Yeah.
And he goes out there and announces that he's going to be out there doing a political campaign. Every time. Dude, even when he cheered for the Longhorns, they lost. He has a history of being on the losing side of teams.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But you know what's the funny thing? Like every time he dons a jersey from that team that he's supporting, they lose.
Right.
I remember Jimmy Kimmel Live, right? One time Jimmy Kimmel was making fun of Ted Cruz, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? I challenge you to a basketball game. He challenged Ted Cruz to a basketball game. Guess who won that game?
Oh, was it Ted Cruz?
Ted Cruz won. After all that nonsense, Jimmy Kimmel was talking. He got humbled by Ted Cruz, bro.
That's funny.
That is funny, man. That's the only thing he's won. Hey, but we got an incoming a super chat from the Drew Show here.
Oh, well, I like it. Let's go to that in a second.
I was going to say, we're going to wait.
Let's go about that one in a second. Drew will be on that. That'll be part of the show, dude.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that because right now we're talking about college football.
Right.
Yeah.
So, A&M Notre Dame game could have been the most boring game I've ever seen in my entire life, dude. I hate these weren't defensive struggles because the defenses were so great. It's because the offensive line sucks so bad, man. 3-3 at the end of the first quarter, 6-6 at halftime, First touchdown doesn't come out until late in the third quarter. Notre Dame goes up 13-3. Notre Dame tacks on another touchdown in the fourth quarter, goes on to win 23-13. That quarterback of A&M, Connor Weigman, sucks ass. 12 of 30, 40% throwing percentage. 12 of 30.
Damn.
0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We could talk about the Ted Cruz curse all day long. But when your quarterback is 12 for 30, he was staring down the receivers, Joe.
God.
Just staring them down. He had no progression, no going from option 1, option 2, option 3. None of that. He fixated every single time, and if he wasn't getting intercepted, it was almost being intercepted. Now, Riley Leonard of Notre Dame, at least he didn't throw any interceptions, 18 for 30, 158 yards. Le'Veon Moss, running back for the Aggies, was the only bright spot, 20 carries, 70 yards, but even that's 3.3 yards per carry. Dude, this A&M team, which came in ranked 20th in the nation, has no business being in the top 25 anymore. In fact, they have no business getting any votes this week. They're going to get it out of name.
How many games do you think they're going to win this year?
Dude, they always go 8-4, 7-5. But with that quarterback, they're going to win anything, man.
I'm just saying, dude, they didn't look very impressive, dude. With or without Ted Cruz giving him his endorsement, you know?
Connor Weigman,
Yeah,
6'3", 220 out of Cypress, Texas, a sophomore. His QBR was 31.8. Gross, dude. 31.8.
You know who else was gross too, dude? FSU, man.
Oh, I know.
God, dude.
They got that loss right there, and people were like already reaching out to me about LSU. LSU needed 1 yard, man. 1 yard, move the sticks, you win the game, or at least you put yourself in position to win the game. They didn't get that yard on 3rd and 1. They had to punt the ball away. USC comes back, scores, takes the lead. It's just those 1 or 2 plays sometimes that lose games. LSU was in position to win. LSU was up. Midfield, 3rd and 1. Just move the sticks. It's like 6 minutes to go. Move the sticks. You're going to get the clock down to 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Just move the sticks. They couldn't move the sticks. They lost because of it. Tim Gonzalez saying Elko won't last in Aggieland. Hey.
Nope.
You knew who they should have hired? Jeff Traylor.
Hey.
Jeff Traylor was a finalist.
They decided to pass, you know. That might have just been a stupid-ass move they did there. But, you know, the other games, too, like, you know, LSU was whatever happened there happens, you know. And it's a, like, momentum swinger. You know, you can win the game if you get the first down. Didn't happen. But they were talking about FSU losing to Boston College. And right now, FSU is like 0-2 start their season. And the weird thing is, not weird so per se, but with egg on his face, the coach had to admit, I didn't have my team ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
How do you not have your team ready to play as a coach?
Early in the season at that.
I mean, are you saying that you're not doing your job? You know, what's going to happen at that point? When somebody comes out, the coach says that, is your heart even in this anymore?
Mm-hmm.
You got to question that coach. If I'm FSU, what are you doing?
That is your job number 1.
Exactly.
Is to get your team hyped up. Dude, FSU's head coach should have been primetime. It should have been Deion Sanders. I mean, that's the school he went to. It should have been. I'm looking at all the games that are going on this upcoming week. No real big games other than Texas and Michigan. It's kind of a ho-hum type of week.
But people are going to watch either way.
That's going to be the big game, man. On Fox. 11 a.m. kickoff.
That's too early, man.
Well, see, look at all the college football you can watch. You can watch Texas and Michigan at 11. You can watch UTSA and Texas State at 2:30. I mean, by 7 o'clock, you should be drunk off your ass and completely full of your needs when it comes to college football. It's great, man. It's fantastic. So people want to see this is the People's Podcast, by the way. We have 1,041 subscribers and counting. People's Podcast. They want us to come in and start talking about the WNBA. So we have a $5 super chat coming in from the Drew Show, saying Mr. Jimenez, Caitlin Clark, and Indiana are the hottest team in pro basketball. Reese is on the outside looking in on the playoffs. Wrong again, Mike. Okay, so Angel Reese would have been. I talked to Pledger about this. He was on my ass about this over the weekend as well. Any other year, Caitlin Clark is Rookie of the Year, right? Any other year, Angel Reese is Rookie of the Year. But no kidding. She has distanced herself, much like Wemby distanced himself from Chet Holmgren around January, February.
When he snatched that ball straight out of the air from him,
Yeah.
that was it.
And it's funny because over the weekend, I think it was on Thursday or Friday of last week, the prices to go watch Indiana play Chicago
Went skyrocketing.
were skyrocketed. And people are like, well, it's because of Caitlin. Well, yeah, it's because of Caitlin, but it's also because of Angel Reese.
They want to see that matchup.
They want to see the matchup.
Yeah.
That is the most popular matchup that's out there. And people are like, no, it's not because of Angel Reese. It's because of just Caitlin. They just want to see Caitlin.
It's both of them.
It's
man.
both. Caitlin Clark is the attraction, right? But everyone wants to see what she does against Angel. And that is the highest of the attractions.
They even said as much before,
Dude,
too, in
but
interviews,
why do
man.
Caitlin Clark fans just get their panties in a bunch when they hear Angel Reese's name? Because you know what? They play, okay, here are the ticket prices when Caitlin Clark's not playing, down here. When they play any other team, New York Liberty, Connecticut Sun, Minnesota Lynx, Las Vegas Aces, it's high.
Yeah.
She pays Angel Reese, and you can't deny that. You
It's a
can't
matchup.
deny that that's the matchup that people want to watch.
Yeah, and we have a $2 super chat coming in, too, from
And by the
Drew
way,
Show.
it's not on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Not the outside looking in, because Chicago Sky are still in position right now to be in the playoffs because they're holding on to the last spot. Now, you're saying that Caitlin Clark will be Rookie of the Year and the MVP. Asia Wilson would beg to differ.
She's had a good year, too.
I mean, a historic year.
So
You're taking a look at Indiana Fever. They're a 500 team, basically, man. They're a 500 team. And you're going to tell me that Asia Wilson, who's averaging 27.5 points per game, is not going to be the MVP and is playing for the defending champions? You're telling me that she's not going to be it? Caitlin Clark, who's known for what? Quote, unquote, I'm a scorer, right? Is 9th in the league in scoring. She averages 18 points per game, which is good. She's having a great year. Angel Reese right now leading all of the WNBA with 13.1 points per game. So you're telling me that Caitlin Clark is going to be the MVP when Asia Wilson is first in the league in points at 27.5. 5 points more than second place right now. And then, oh, by the way, is second in the league in rebounds at 12 points per game.
Caitlin Clark's no doubt going to win Rookie of the Year.
No
but
doubt.
She's not going to win MVP, dude.
No doubt. And she'll get second and third place votes or fourth place votes, whatever the case may be. But you can't tell me that a team that has a 500 record is going to have an MVP. Not going to happen. Okay, 17 and 16, one game above 500. Oh, what's going on, man?
Oh, $2 incoming super chat from the Drew Show. It says, Mike can't read. Sky have lost 6 in a row.
Yeah, but you can't read that the number 8 position is a playoff team. You said the outside looking in. Right now, I'm looking at the standings on ESPN.com. Chicago Sky, right there, number 8 team, would make the playoffs. Is what it is. Is what it is. There's about, let's see here. The Fever have 7 games left in the regular season. Chicago Sky have 8 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, our boy over here, too, Sith, was saying that he couldn't watch games yesterday because...
Oh, wait, real fast.
Yeah.
Before we leave Caitlin Clark, do you think she flops?
I think she does,
Because she's getting hit on purpose. I'm not going to doubt that. I'm not
no
going to doubt that some
doubt
of it's
she
dirty.
is. There's no doubt that she's getting hit on purpose, and some of the hits are they're head honey.
They are.
They're going straight at her.
I'm not going to doubt that.
Not going to doubt that. We've seen that. We've seen the video and everything. But there's certain plays, dude, where they barely give her a little tap, and she just throws herself on the ground.
Dude, there was a hit over the weekend
I saw that one.
where it, like, okay, did someone headhunt? Sure. Did someone try to, give her a shoulder?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Why is she hitting the ground like she got shot?
Out of a cannon or something.
Like, I mean, come on. Like
Oh,
some of
man.
this is crap. Like this is the one here.
That's the one.
Yeah,
I mean,
really,
come on, man.
really. Like you flipped over 4 times. Shut the hell up, dude. Come on, man.
Look,
Come
look,
on.
look.
Come
They-
on. Like she got hit.
She could have kept going.
Dude, I mean, Manu Ginobili-esque right there, dude. That was a complete flop. That is a flop of LeBron James proportions. That is Luka Doncic right there.
That's Academy worthy.
She got hit. Okay, I understand that she got hit. You got fouled. You want to sell the foul. Come on, man. You're trying to tell me that somebody who didn't use an arm on you, that just used their chest, sent you flying. Come on. Does Caitlin Clark weigh 110 pounds?
No, dude. Come on.
Come on. She got hit by a truck. Remember the movie Superbad? When Jonah Hill gets hit by the car in the parking lot and jumps and gets moved forward like 15 feet and lands on his ass?
Remember that, dude.
That's exactly what this reminds me of. Was it a foul? Yes. Was it an intentional foul? Yes. But you can't tell me that she got hit so hard that she's going to be sliding halfway across the court. Shut up.
Yeah, Tim Gonzalez is asking me what our thoughts are on Joe Testatori on the Raw commentary team. It's all right. We'll see. We'll talk about that on Wednesday with Brandon and Sith when they go ahead and do their wrestling spaces.
Let's give some love to our boys over at MCS General Contracting. They took the day off, baby. 105-degree weather. They're out there working. They got rained out today, but let's give some love to MCS General Contracting. And our
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
How hard is that concrete there, Jim?
Diamond hard concrete.
That's right, dude. I just got a... Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Is it time, Joe? Is it time? I am looking at right now a text message I just got. I've been assigned my first basketball games.
Oh, no.
Of the season. I haven't even registered. So let's see here. Arbiter Sports. Yeah, I just got an email right now, text message rather, saying you have been invited to a San Antonio basketball event, 2 games to officiate. Go to Arbiter Sports for details.
And look at that.
Season is upon us, baby.
Our chat is powered by MCS General Contracting. So if you want it done right the first time, give our boys at MCS General Contracting a call. You can call Chris Leha over at 210-774-9155. And our good friend here, Michael Jimenez, is a customer.
That's right.
Of MCS.
They built the sidewalk. Right now, it's raining really hard right now. The drainage at my house is perfect because they did what they did. And you know what? My dogs are outside right now. You know why? Because I have a husky. You know what huskies like? They like the rain.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say because they're animals.
Because they're animals.
That's your favorite thing to say.
You know what? I mean, they were indoors all. My nephew took care of them while I was out of town. By the way, people were asking me, saying that I'm being a hypocrite because I was very supportive of Caitlin Clark. Here's what I'm supportive about Caitlin Clark, right? I'm supportive of Caitlin Clark in the sense that she is big-time money for the WNBA people, right? The WNBA players. The whole thing about how no one was watching the games, the whole thing about how they weren't getting paid very well, how they were losing money, and that it was the WNBA being subsidized by the NBA is no longer the case. The WNBA is now profitable, and they're profitable primarily because of Caitlin Clark, but also because they have a new wave of younger players. And when Paige Beckers joins the WNBA next year, it's going to be even bigger, right? So, that being said, I understand why there's going to be some animosity towards Caitlin Clark. I don't think that they should try to hurt her, okay? But if they're going to, give her a little forearm shiver as she goes in the lane.
Giving her the business, man.
I have no problem with that.
Part of the game.
What I have a problem with is her getting fouled and acting like she got shot. Because okay, we're going to show the play again, courtesy of ESPN.
Yeah.
That's a flop. That's a flop.
So would you call a foul on her for flopping?
No. That's an intentional foul by the defensive player. But that's a flop. And you can't tell me otherwise. You can't tell me that someone got thrown 30 feet. No, that's a flop.
All-star flop, Mike. JHNSB.
Nice. So anyway, everyone giving up to me. JHNSB saying there's a reason why Ice Cube didn't offer Angel Reese a contract. Okay. And you know what it is? Chicks dig the long ball, dude. Remember that story? Scoring is more than points and defense. Trying to compare Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark is beyond apples and oranges because they do two different things. Angel Reese is about anchoring the defense and rebounding.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark is about getting the ball up and scoring.
Look at
Chicks dig long ball.
His comment.
And so what?
There's a reason Nike gave Clark a signature shoe and not Angel Reese. Reese has a Reebok shoe.
So what? Angel Reese.
Oh,
Angel
man.
Reese is gonna. You know what? You know what Angel Reese has? She has endorsements from cosmetic lines. She's got endorsements from apparel wear, right? Because she has model looks. She's gonna get money and endorsements from places that Caitlin Clark is not gonna get because Caitlin Clark is not as attractive as Angel Reese.
And Angel Reese actually travels really well, dude. She's at a lot of these sporting events, or she'll be at a concert or something. You know, they always catch her out and about, you know?
Caitlin Clark is homely, dude. She's Caitlin Clark is Larry Bird.
Stays home.
Larry Bird. She's Larry Bird. You know, Angel Reese is more Magic Johnson. Angel Reese is more Hollywood. And Angel Reese is going to get certain endorsements that Caitlin would never get.
Yeah.
Do you think that these makeup companies are going to go up there and go, you know what we need as a face of the of us? Who do we want to get, Angel Reese, or do we want to get Caitlin Clark? No one wants to look like Caitlin Clark. Sorry. So okay, yeah, she got a better shoe deal. Great. She was more popular. Great. But let's not pretend that Angel Reese is a scrub. Angel Reese right now leads the league in rebounding, leads the league in double doubles.
How many turnovers does she have? Remember, that's your favorite
Oh
stat.
my God, dude.
Come on, Mike.
She's toned it down a little bit, right? But all-time most turnovers given away all time belongs to Caitlin Clark.
That's what I'm saying. That's your favorite stat with Caitlin Clark. How many turnovers does she have? She's gonna lead the record in record time.
Oh, she broke the record by the regular she broke it by the time that they got to the All-Star break almost. Caitlin Clark right now averaging 18.7 points per game, 8 assists, 5.5 rebounds, shooting 34% from three. It's gotten better because earlier in the season was around 28, 29.
Yeah.
It's gone to 34%. She's shooting 90% from from free throws rather, 53.1 when it comes to effective field goal shooting percentage, which is pretty decent. Turnover-wise, though, the last 5 games, 7-3, 7-2, 7. So that's 26 divided by 5. She's averaged 5.2 turnovers the last handful of games, which is better than the 6.5 she was averaging earlier in the season. So Caitlin it's still sloppy, but not as bad. There you go. Not as bad. Want to show some love to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5?
Sure, man. Why not? Let's go ahead and give El Jefe some love here. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
That's right, Jeff Garcia. I subscribe on Spotify and on YouTube as well. He was named an ambassador of geekdom or something like that the other day by Mayor Ron Nuremberg.
He gave him the acronym, San Antonio's Geek Ambassador.
Geek Ambassador. Yeah. There you go. Lots of articles by Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. Again, you can link on to them on Twitter and threads at Jeff G Spurs Zone, or you can go to kens5.com. There's a story coming on about how C.D. Osman, former Spur, is in contract talks with Real Madrid there in Spain. A father and son team got a rare autographed Victor Wembanyama rookie card. There's an article on that on Kens5.com by Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. And Billy Madison
I saw
of
that
995
picture, man.
Kiss ran into Manu Ginobili. My daughter ran into Manu Ginobili one time. Manu, so check this out. We were at the Dominion because my daughter had a tennis tournament over there in high school. And on one of the courts off to the side was Manu Ginobili playing tennis with Tony Parker.
Huh.
Parker, did he sign autographs?
No.
No. Manu ate it up. Signed autographs, took photos, all that stuff.
Tony don't want to hang around the peasants, man.
Yes.
Come on. He's not one of us, bro.
He's not one of us.
He's not one of us, man.
That's funny, man. So there's also, you can go on and listen to Locked On Spurs as well. A couple of hours ago, today's Locked On Spurs episode says Spurs playoff bound after adding Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes.
Nah, bro. Come on, man.
Today's guest.
Are they really?
Today's guest is Jackson Gatlin, host of Locked On Rockets. So Locked On Rockets is in the house with Locked On Spurs.
You got Rockets fandom and Spurs fandom being represented in this one. That's going to be a good episode. But are the Spurs going to be playoff bound this season?
No. It'll be better.
They'll be better. How many games better?
Dude, all we're cheering for is for Trae Young to get hurt.
I'm just waiting for you to say it. The Spurs this year, they're going to be all right.
It'll be all right. I mean, isn't that an improvement from while they suck?
Oh, man.
And so many fans are like, well, you saw how well they played towards the end of the year. I'm like, well, Sohan wasn't on the court. Neither was Vassell. It's kind of hard for me
Everybody
to gauge.
was hurt, man.
They were winning games or they were in games down the stretch. And I'm like.
They were bringing guys off the third option.
Yeah, Champagne was out there getting 28 minutes, scoring 0 points and 2 rebounds. I mean.
That's your boy.
Just having Harrison Barnes out there is a big deal.
But one of the things that Spurs fan has been saying is that they're believing in CP3. Before he's even stepped foot on the court, they believe CP3 is going to be the player that's going to turn Spurs' fortunes around and possibly have this team vying for a playoff berth.
Yep.
But he can't stay healthy.
Oh, look at this. ESPN.com reporting that Angel Reese broke a WNBA record. Broke the WNBA single-season rebounding record on Sunday and also had her 24th double-double. Oh, yeah, she sucks. Yeah, she sucks, right?
How many turnovers does she have?
Well, she doesn't handle the rock, man, so that is it. So, yeah, you have the all-time rebounding leader. All-time. Angel Reese. Yeah, but she sucks, dude. Oh, it's because she rebounds her own missed shots. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
Look at what they're saying, man. They're saying, I don't know, Clark cleans up pretty nice.
No, she doesn't.
Reese got that ass, though, is what they're saying.
Very true. Clark does not clean up nice.
Caitlin Clark is
Marbach nice. Let's get that entertainment bump going, dude.
All right, we'll do that. Let's see which screen we're on now.
I'm pretty excited about this, man. I just saw this today. There's going to be, and this is according to Amazon or Amazon Prime. This is their post on Twitter today. They have a new documentary coming out 3 weeks from today on the 24th, I believe, is when it's coming out. And it's going to be about the evolution of the black quarterback.
Yeah,
from Prime Sports.
We talked about this a little bit before.
There's Warren Moon right there, baby. There's Warren Moon. Michael Vick. I think Michael Vick is the narrator or the person that's doing the documentary. It's showing Jalen Hurts and showing what was that one quarterback from the Redskins back in the day that won some Super Bowls? I forgot his name.
I don't remember his name, but I do remember.
They're showing Dak. They're showing Russell Wilson. I want to watch this so bad because that was the thing back in the day. It was like you can't have a black quarterback. And the first one I remember was Warren Moon.
The other
Doug Williams is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the other one that I clearly remember right around the Warren Moon time was Randall Cunningham.
Yes.
I remember Randall Cunningham. And Randall Cunningham, when I was growing up as a kid watching him on TV, he was that quarterback, black quarterback at that was good at, good playing quarterback. He was a good quarterback, decent quarterback. but he also ran the ball.
Yeah.
You know?
He was so great, man. Now, Warren Moon, I was a huge Houston Oilers fan. That was my favorite football team of all time, was watching the Houston Oilers and the run and shoot. He had to go play for for Edmonton, right, in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
He had already missed a decade of his career by the time he came to the NFL and still became an NFL Hall of Famer. Evolution of the Quarterback premieres on September 24th on Amazon Prime. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I remember being at Sports Star and pissing off a lot of Cowboy fans because you mentioned the name Randall Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham.
And I said something to the effect of the Cowboys could have won all those Super Bowls with Randall Cunningham at quarterback. And Cowboy fans got butthurt. No, we needed to have Troy Aikman because we wouldn't have won without Troy Aikman. I'm like, no, that team with the greatest offensive line of all time with Stepnowski and Newton and all those guys with a great tight end with Michael Irvin, with Alvin Harper, with Novacek, Emmitt Smith, one of the greatest running backs of all time, Darrell Johnson, one of the greatest fullbacks of all time. With that defense, Randall Cunningham could have gone over there and won those titles. In fact, I even said there were about 6 or 7 quarterbacks who could have won those 3 titles, and Cowboy fans got pissed. And they're like, no, it's only because Troy was there. No! These guys were good. And that Cowboy team, dude, you and I could have led them to a 500 record, man.
But Troy Aikman was a good leader on the field, should I say.
That's great.
You know, he was a good leader. He was a good quarterback.
You could have plugged in Steve Young, and they would have won championships. You could have plugged in Randall Cunningham.
Joe Montana.
That team was so locked and loaded. I mean,
I think Randall Cunningham on that Cowboy team would have been magical, man.
Yeah. Stephen Willie Beeman, people are saying, man, that's right, because they're gonna have they're gonna have Jamie Foxx on
Any
this.
Given Sunday, man, that movie was so bad, dude.
Dude, that movie is awful.
And
there's so many football fans who live and die by that movie. When the last play of the game is a slow motion, I mean, this is why I hate the ending of Varsity Blues also. Why does the last play of the game have to be slow motion?
My favorite part of that whole stupid movie was they had that one play near the end of the movie where that one guy, I think it was an offensive lineman or it could have been a defensive lineman, he got hit so hard his eye popped out. Remember, it was on the ground?
Yeah.
I was like, this movie was just like so over the top. But you know what? He did have Cameron Diaz in it.
And a nugget Cameron Diaz.
And what was it? You said it was the worst speech ever? Oh, my God, dude.
Okay. That is funny.
He's like, that was the worst speech ever I've ever heard in my life.
So let me ask you this real fast, if you can go onto my screen.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of Mark Wahlberg movies over the weekend. And we need to have a conversation about this, Joe. Is Mark Wahlberg a good actor or not? Because the world has been telling us that Mark Wahlberg sucks at acting. But I tell you what, there are now 10 movies, I'm going to count them, that I really like of Mark Wahlberg. And I've never seen Planet of the Apes.
Fear's not on the top of your list?
No. I don't do fantasy movies, dude.
It's not a fantasy movie, dude.
Okay, then I gotta take a look at that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some movies that he's been in, and I don't want to say like bit roles. Like he was in the Basketball Diaries, right? But it's not. He wasn't like the star. That's a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. But I'm talking about a Mark Wahlberg movie. Let's count them.
Transformers.
Let's count them. So now, I don't even remember him in Transformers.
Yeah, he was in one of, or 2 of them, should I say?
So most recently, he was in the movie called Me Time with Kevin Hart. I liked that movie.
I've never watched that movie. I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, dude. I don't think the dude's funny.
Kevin Hart was funny in The 40-Year-Old Virgin, that first role he had.
Yeah.
Okay, so Me Time, I enjoyed that movie, right? I don't know any of the Transformers. Look at how many movies he's been in, dude. Basketball Diaries was really good. I haven't seen it in a while, but it was really good. I haven't seen dude, Ted 1 and 2. Okay, you cannot deny. You cannot deny that Ted 1 and 2 were good, dude. Cannot deny that. They're classic movies, right? So that's 2 and 3 that I enjoy there. What about A Perfect Storm with George Clooney?
That was a good
That was a great movie. Boogie Nights. We got to give him props for Boogie Nights, right?
What about Shooter? You never saw Shooter?
Never saw Shooter, dude.
It's a good one, dude.
What about Rockstar with Jennifer Aniston?
I saw that one. It's all right.
That was a great movie, dude. What was the name of his fake band? He's a, stand up and shout. You hear that at Spurs games, right?
Jeez.
What a great movie. Daddy's Home was a good movie. The Fighter, which I have
I
said,
remember that one. That was a good one.
have said that The Fighter is the greatest boxing movie I've ever seen. Fight me. I've seen Raging Bull. I've seen all the Rockies.
Creed was good.
Creed. I've seen all the Creed movies. The best boxing movie I've ever seen. My favorite boxing movie ever is The Fighter. And it's not so much because of him. Christian Bale bats 1,000 for me, man.
You didn't like Rocky, dude. The original Rocky movie.
Me? I love Rocky.
Thought you didn't like original Rocky.
I love the original Rocky movies. I love all the Rocky movies.
Yeah, somebody
Except
did
for
like it.
Balboa.
Yeah, the Balboa
one
was
sucks.
no, man.
Okay. Rocky movies are great. No, don't throw that slander at me. I'm a huge
I
Rocky
forgot
fan.
who I was talking to. They said, "Nah, that Rocky movie, the first one was trash."
It was probably Sith.
Yeah, it's like, no, it was good.
What's it called? Oh, how about Patriots Day was pretty good.
Yeah, Patriot Day was all
A
right.
lot of people like Deepwater Horizon. I wasn't that big into that movie. Instant Family, excellent movie.
Ted.
Excellent movie. Ted, dude, he's been in so much, dude. Father Stew was okay. Dude, I'm a Mark Wahlberg fan, and the fact that Entourage on HBO was based on his life.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's just got that stoic face, dude. Like, his expressions are always the same.
We haven't talked about Lone Survivor. What about the other guys?
That one was pretty damn funny. That movie was pretty damn funny,
Dude, the whole line about, like, Sheila. He goes, something ever happens to you, I got to be there for her needs,
Who
wants,
is
and
this?
desires.
Who is this? She really, man? Who is this? My ball and chain. No, for real.
Bye, Sheila.
Bye, Sheila. Oh, God. That
was
scene
great.
was funny, dude.
So I'm watching yesterday, you know, Mark Wahlberg in Daddy's Home.
Oh, God. You forgot to mention The Happening.
Yes.
Bless you.
Super chat's coming in. $4.99 from
We had one from the Drew
Drew
Show.
Show talking about Dallas Cowboys with Steve Walsh at quarterback. I didn't say that, right? I didn't say that the Cowboys were with Steve Walsh. I said that Troy Aikman was not the only quarterback that could have taken them. And that was what? That's Jimmy Johnson right there, moving on and going to Troy Aikman. Jimmy Johnson won those Super Bowls.
Look at
not
this,
Jerry.
man. Mario Cavazos. In his $4.99 super chat. He says, what do you think of Mark Wahlberg possibly playing the role of the great Julio Cesar Chavez?
Is that a thing?
Apparently it is, man.
Okay, so yeah, so I'm on market.com, which is a legit site. It says Mark Wahlberg as Julio Cesar Chavez, boxer, begs actor to produce his biopic.
Is he going to speak Spanish?
Wahlberg's already in his 50s. What is he doing? Now, I don't think it's going to happen, but there needs to be a Cesar Chavez movie. I can see that. I don't know, man. I've never seen this. I need to learn more about it, but I doubt it, dude, because he's 50-something years old. What is he going to...
Yeah.
I mean, he has a body of a 20-year-old man. Because, dude, Mark Wahlberg in that movie Daddy's Home, when he's talking to Will Ferrell about how he's gonna steal his wife and all that stuff, and he's in the garage doing pull-ups the entire time and not even sweating.
Not a breath or nothing, dude. You know, Chris Leha was saying, go watch any movie where Mark Wahlberg, he's referring to, is, you know, going to play a role based on real events. He says he effing kills those roles.
In a good way.
Deepwater Horizon, for example.
Deepwater Horizon, Lone Survivor,
you know,
was excellent.
The Perfect Storm.
Perfect
you know?
Storm.
Yeah.
Boogie Nights, which is not a real person, but it's basically about that time period, right? It's about the, what do they call it, the Hollywood of porn that was the late 70s. Dude, think about that, man. There were in the 70s movie theaters where you would go to watch porn, and it was like commonplace. It's like, I want to go see you want to go see The Godfather, or do you want to go see Debbie Does Dallas?
They even had that stuff like when we were growing up and we'd go to the movies. Remember going to the theater sometimes, and they would have the showings. You know how they had them on that board? This was before the digital days.
Right.
And it said NC-17.
Yes.
or not rated, something like that.
So I'm looking at this Mexican junior saying, get the Blue Beetle Cobra Kai kid to be
Julio Cesar
Julio Cesar
Chavez.
Chávez.
There you go.
Might be too young though, man. And if you asked me to say this guy's name, and he is from Mexico, by the way. Solo is his name, right? XOLO. Maridueña? Solo Maridueña is his name from Cobra Kai. I think that's who you're referencing. I like this kid, dude. I think he's a great actor. He's probably my favorite part. He played Miguel on Cobra Kai. I like him a lot, dude. It's a good cast. I watched the 4-Year-Old Virgin the other day over the weekend. Just kind of chilling out before going to bed. And I was thinking about this movie because I consider it to be a top 5 comedy of the last 25 years.
Yeah, it's pretty.
This
funny.
movie came out back in 2005, so it's 20 years old almost, right? Can we talk about how the cast is now all famous? Think about the cast. Okay, Steve Carell. What was Steve Carell back in the day? Back then, he was a correspondent on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
This is before he came out in The Office, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd. We knew who Paul Rudd was because he was in Clueless, right? But he wasn't Ant-Man. He wasn't as big as what he wasn't. What's it called? Brick Tamlin on Anchorman just yet.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen had not come out with Knocked Up yet. Seth Rogen was just like a writer and comedian, right? Catherine Keener had been around for a while. Romani Malco had not come out on Weeds yet.
Nope.
Elizabeth Banks had not come out on The Hunger Games yet and all those movies as Effie. Leslie Mann hadn't had all her roles from Knocked Up and This Is 40 and all that stuff. Kat Dennings had yet to become Two Broke Girls.
They really didn't know who she was at the time.
Jonah Hill was not an Oscar winner at that point. Jane Lynch hadn't come out on Glee yet. Mindy Kaling had not had The Mindy Show, The Office, and all the things that she produces. Kevin Hart was not Kevin Hart yet. This was his first movie ever. Dude, I can't think of a movie that had this many future stars in it where it was just like bam, bam, bam. It was great, man. Like, who did the casting for this?
Whoever did it was like top tier, man. This is a great cast of comedic actors.
Of just comedic timing. They were all so good. And then I watched the movie. The way that the movie ends with the Age of Aquarius.
Oh my God!
And I'm trying to explain how the pulling of the chest hair was real. Kelly Clarkson.
That brother was bleeding, dude.
You can't fake that.
He was bleeding for real, man. Like, damn.
Drew Show says Jonah Hill really wanted those platform shoes in the 4-Year-Old Virgin. Okay, so Catherine Keener, who plays Trish, she was doing the whole I sell your stuff on eBay. I remember on 1604 in Bandera, there was a we sell your stuff on eBay store there. That used to be a thing. You would go over there. It was like a photo shoot, right? They'd have the cameras out, take a photo of your stuff. They'd sell it on eBay. You'd get like consignment, like 50% for it.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man.
Yeah, but I just want to buy them outright from you now.
What do you say? I just give you money and I walk out because I like to wear these. Jonah Hill, who has had a hell of a career. My favorite Jonah Hill character, by the way, is from that movie about the apocalypse. This Is the End.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that stupid ass movie.
And they're like, that guy's like, I hate Jonah Hill, and Jonah Hill's like being super nice, super chill. And I can see hating somebody who's like that. It's easy to hate somebody who's too nice. To be too nice. Jesse A coming out go, the name is Gina. Well, that's one of Seth Rogen's best throwaway lines when he goes, when they go to the speed dating, and he's like, I'm going to just throw this out there. This might sound kind of weird, but I'll tell you the hottest woman out there was Gina.
Oh,
and Gina goes up to Andy, Steve Carell's character, and he's like, I've been playing with the ladies, and I'm trying to get back on that pogo stick, and you have very feminine features. He goes, what do you say? I just put on a little rouge on you, tuck your stuff back, and see where things go. He's like, no.
Damn, dude. I remember the scenes that were funny to me too. Is Steve Carell when they're asking him, "So what'd you do over the weekend?" and he's just painting all his little figurines. He's
Yeah.
inside his apartment with the tuba, going back and forth, playing video games, and then watching movies, laughing. Oh my God! He goes, what do you say? Your green pants are now blue.
pants. My favorite is when he's trying to explain they're sharing sex stories, and he's explaining that her boobs felt like a bag of sand. And that's how everyone realized that he was a virgin. And that old man comes up to him he goes, "It's okay if you're a virgin, what are you, 25, 26?" And he goes, 40. "Oh, you got to get up on that crap. Get in on that shit." That is so funny, man. Kevin Hart's scene in there was so funny. David Koechner was also in that movie, who's another member of Anchorman, was also in there with his son, who's like, they're like, you could use condoms, and he goes, "I don't like using condoms." He really doesn't.
When he's in that therapy session.
Yeah, they're trying to explain all the different ways of having sex. They're like, you could masturbate, play with yourself, mutual masturbate, play with a friend. and he goes, there's outer course, there's inner, what's outer course? And he goes, "Well, it's sex without vaginal penetration." "But I like vaginal penetration." He really does.
The dad. God, man. These are comedies that aren't going to be made anymore, man.
Sam Salina swore it up when he's singing, when Andy's singing in the apartment. "Hey, pretty lady, word up."
His little karaoke machine. Like, jeez.
Oh, what's this question right here? Is Jeff Garcia the Mexican version of the 40-year-old version with all his action figures?
God.
Wow, Mario Cavazos. The Jew-fro. It was a great line from that movie. Sam Salina's coming out with that.
God.
He goes, oh my God. He goes, "Oh, you put the P on the pedestal?"
Oh, yeah, I remember that. You're putting it on a pedestal, man.
What does that mean? What about when Elizabeth Banks' character is out there and he starts asking her questions, like answering her questions by answering a question back, like, what are you looking for? Is there something I should be looking for? We have a lot of books on do it yourself. Do you like to do it yourself? And it worked on her, but the other girls at the speed dating, it didn't work on. What about when Steve Carell is there asking, is being approached by his friend's wife, who found the speed dating card, and he's like, "Is this your speed dating card?" And he goes, "Did you really say that she's a hoe for show?"
I did.
"Are you saying she's hurting for a squirtin'?"
That was one of my favorite parts of that movie, dude. And the other thing I like too is when they were in the back of the I guess the place that they're working. I forgot what it's called. It was the equivalent Smart Tech equivalent of Best Buy, right?
Yeah. It was more of a Circuit City.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
kinda
I can
was.
see that.
Yeah.
So they're in the back, right? And it's like they're near the docking bay, and they have like Seth Rogen and I think it's Jonah Hill or somebody else. I don't know. It's not Jonah
Paul
Hill.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd, and they're hitting those fluorescent bulbs together like lightsabers. That's so stupid, dude. Like that's stuff that guys do, right?
Yeah.
And I was telling my buddies the other day when we're out having drinks, it's like doing stupid stuff with your boys, right? The girls are like, "I know he's cheating on me. He hasn't called me back. He hasn't answered my text or my phone calls. I know he's cheating on me." I was like, no, guys are doing stupid stuff like that, doing things, jumping over a fire, Let's put another log on there. Let's see how high we can get it.
So one of the best lines, by the way, 40-year-old virgin. I'm not gonna because I'm trying to be cleaner with this show.
Yeah.
The old man who's trying to tell him, he goes, "Life is about people. It's about connections. It's not about an ass or bee pleasures."
God.
It's not about rusty trombones with a dirty Sanchez, Cincinnati bow tie, pea juice cocktail, crap stained balls.
That old man, he had done some things, man.
I'm cleaning this up. He had done things.
That old man had done some things, dude. I like that other one with that drunk chick. Let's go get some French toast.
Did you have shellfish? Did you have a daiquiri? I could tell. He threw up on. She threw up on him. Dude, she crashes into the cars, and she goes, "That crap just came out of nowhere."
She hit every damn
Oh
car.
my goodness! You had to breathe into her.
Oh,
into her thing to start the car.
the breathalyzer.
Yeah, the judge recommended that I get this.
Yeah. Go ahead and breathe into this thing so I can start my car. It's like, geez, man.
Mario Cavazos saying Steve Carell in Crazy Stupid Love is very good. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of tie into that movie because I've gone through my divorce a second time. You know, you try to better yourself. You know, he was out there working out more. He was dressing better and stuff like that. It becomes a deal, man. That's a great movie. Kevin Bacon was in that movie.
Yeah.
Julianne Moore, Emma Stone. Good movie, man. That is a romantic comedy that both guys and girls will like.
Yeah. It's not a chick comedy.
Yeah, it's not a chick flick, dude.
Yeah.
Not at all. Let's show some love for me, my man.
Yeah.
You know, it's now the first week of September. You know what September is? September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, right? And it's just in time for when people get their information for their benefits at work, which usually happens around this time, and you have to make your selections by sometime in October, right? People will come up to me and they'll give me a call, 210-508-0369, and say, hey, here's what I'm being offered at work. What should I do? And on top of that, should I be doing something on the outside? I represent 40 life insurance companies, and I can get you the best deal possible. It's the best deal for rate, for your health. A lot of times people will go like, I need to go get some life insurance, and they'll go to like their Allstate guy or their State Farm guy. What they don't realize is that certain companies take risks and others don't. If you're a type 2 diabetic, if you are a pilot, if you have a bad driving history, you need to go with companies that align with what your particular situation is, right?
Yeah.
And it's called field underwriting. It's like you have a conversation with me about what you've got going on, and I can say, oh, you should go with Prudential. You should go with Lincoln Financial. You should go with Pacific Life. The standards are different. You could be denied by one company and approved by another, right? So I help people when it comes to that. I'm a life insurance dude. I've been doing it for 20 years. On top of that, I also do investments. People ask me questions about retirement accounts, old 401ks, old IRAs. I take them over. I invest your money for you, and I actually meet with you about your accounts. 210-508-0369. I am a fiduciary. Everything I say and do is in the client's best interest. 210-508-0369. And if you want, go to brokercheck.org. Look up Michael Jimenez. Let me see if I can look that up on your computer. Brokercheck.org. Does it work on your computer? Because this is a government site. You go onto that website. You type in the name. Oh well, your computer has a firewall in there that doesn't allow me to do it. You can type in my name and my city, Michael Jimenez in San Antonio, Texas. You'll see I have 0 complaints from clients over the past 20 years. So again, 210-508-0369. Joe, I looked up. We've been on the air for an hour and a half.
I saw, man.
How did that happen? Like I didn't even realize we were past our time.
Yeah, we're getting past our time here. But you know, one of the things that I'd like to show as we start bringing the show to a close here is they've been showing some video, man, of like the flooding that's going around town, man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is courtesy of Ken's 5 here. And this is a Broadway street in front of Cappy's, should I say, restaurant. So there's some flooding going around, dude. And right here in front of the zoo.
Mm-hmm.
In front of the San Antonio Zoo outside Brackenridge Park. Got a little flooding going on.
I like the rain, dude. We need the rain. I mean,
look at this, dude. This is the eastbound, or 410 westbound at 35 interchange is flooded on the northeast side. Traffic being turned around.
Hey, take a look at this. Action in the Atlantic. We've got some tropical storms potentially brewing going towards the Yucatan Peninsula. And when it goes to the Yucatan, it usually comes towards Texas as well. And then you've got 2 in the Atlantic as well. I know we're the unofficial part of fall, right? Labor Day, the unofficial start of fall. Not fall yet. It doesn't become fall until like the 20-something, right? But the waters are warm out there, and storms happen, dude. This is kind of the prime time when it comes to tropical storms and hurricanes. We had some early on in the year, which gave people the thinking of, hey, well, that's the start of the year, right? The start of the tropical season. No, tropical season gets going now.
Yeah.
It gets going now. So we'll be taking a look at that. But I don't mind the rain at all. I'm just glad that it started raining when I was driving back from Conroe yesterday. It started raining when the second I got in San Antonio started
Wow.
raining.
Well, at least you're already here when it was raining. Because Houston floods easy, dude.
Yeah.
When it rains over there, everything gets flooded quickly.
So there is a chance of rain basically throughout the rest of the day here in San Antonio.
Nice. We need that
Tomorrow,
rain.
tomorrow, 20% chance of rain most of tomorrow. Got some rain chances all week long. Look at the radar right now.
There we go.
Yeah, we're gonna get more rain, dude.
It's all coming, man.
I don't mind it.
No,
I don't mind it at all.
Everything was all dry and crunchy. The grass was crunchy.
So this weekend, might take it easy this weekend. I think I need to.
You're
They'll lay off the sauce.
You're
for
gonna
a
go
while.
on a sabbatical for a little bit.
Dude, I need to lay off the alcohol. I really do. A little too much, man. A little too much. I gotta tone it down a little bit. I do use Uber, so I'm smart enough to do that. But I realized over the weekend, tone it down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Let the liver recover.
Few weeks. Then I'm gonna find myself at the Texas State game, and it's gonna be like,
UTSA tailgate. Boom. Gone.
Drunk.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, it's been a fun show. Mario Cavazos asking if I put a floaty on Duncan today. Dude, my dog, I was gone for a few days. My dog, I woke up, my husky was on top of me licking my forehead. Like he missed dad.
Are the dogs inside?
They're not because they're outside.
Why?
They're dogs. They're animals.
Why?
Now, if it's hailing or sideways rain,
man.
hailing or sideways rain, yeah, that's fine.
That's it. Your favorite saying. Well, I'm gonna leave them outside. Why? Because they're animals.
It's a covered patio. They need to get some fresh air.
Oh man.
Samson's saying a good show, boys. That's right, man. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. Like and subscribe. I see the number of people who are watching right now. Every single one of you mother truckers, hit the like button. That helps with our algorithms, baby. And thank you so much for the super chats. We had the Drew show. We had Mario Cavazos with a super chat. I think I'm missing one other. But thank you so much for that, keeping us in business. And if you know any companies that want to sponsor our show, keep things going. Again, the shows are starting to get good because what do we have this weekend? We've got Texas, Michigan. What do we have this weekend? The start of the NFL season.
On Thursday, Friday, and we got a game on Sunday.
There you go. Cowboys, Browns.
Think we're gonna be talking about a Cowboys loss.
I know. At least the Browns have a backup running back, right? So the Cowboys are not going to have to start go up against Nick Chubb. At least they'll get that. They'll have we'll have to do that. Anyone ever have a fantastic day? Be safe on the roads. It's going to be a rainy one. Again, life insurance needs, retirement account needs. Give me a call, 210-508-0369. You guys have a fantastic day. Stay safe, stay dry, and my dogs are going to be back inside. Talk to you guys soon.
See ya.